the king.
What's up, Headless Horde? Saturday live. You know what that means. We're talking San Diego Comic-Con. So whatever questions you may have, go ahead and you can just put those in the chat, or you can go over to Instagram, on my Instagram stories. You can also ask questions on there. I'll be answering questions in both areas. At 11:30, we have a very special guest that's going to be joining me, Mr. Sket Hatox, and he is going to be talking a little bit about San Diego Comic-Con with us. We'll get to know him a little bit. A fantastic artist. I actually bought 2 pieces of his work last year at San Diego, so he's been gracious enough to come onto the stream today and talk to everybody. So hope everyone's having a great day. I'm going to start off until I start seeing some questions. I'm going to start kind of going through some of the exclusives, some of the after parties. Again, if you guys have any questions at all about San Diego, if this is your first time or anything like that, just let me know and I'll do my absolute best to answer those for you. I do want to give a shout out because I'm going to be using their website. I want to give a shout out to the SDCC blog. They do an absolutely amazing job covering San Diego Comic-Con every single year. So go ahead and check them out on socials, on Twitter, on Instagram. And then they also have a website, which is simply sdccblog.com. Last year, they actually had an after party on Sunday, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Very nice people over there. So shout out to James and Carrie and everyone else. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring up their site, and we'll kind of go through some of the exclusives. Yes, we will talk about Funko Fun Days. That was on a big surprise yesterday, a huge surprise. And I didn't even know about it until a buddy of mine messaged me saying that the Fun Day tickets were going up, and we'll kind of go through that a little bit here too. I have a question from Mr. Ryan Milky. How many times have you been to San Diego? Has the con changed over the time you've been? What could they do better? Good questions. So I've been to Comic-Con in San Diego since 2016. I did not go obviously in 2020 or 2021 because both of those years were canceled. So what is that? 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, and now this year. So this will be my 6th time going. So what can they improve? So the one thing that they already have improved, and even though I've never won, is the lottery system for the bigger booths and the exclusive autographs. So in the past, the way it used to run is they would make you get in line early, like I'm talking like 11 p.m. the next day, or the day before, I should say. And what you would have to do is you would have to wait in all these different lines. And it was kind of chaotic because nobody ever knew exactly where to go. And they do have one line that's called the everything else line, because they have the main line, which is the Hall H line, which is where all the big panels are held. And so there's basically 2 lines. There's the Hall H line, and then there's an everything else line. So back in like 16 and 17, before they started this lottery system, what happened would be they would have you wait in this everything else line and basically open doors around 6:30 a.m. and you would walk through all the hallways and everything, and then you would have to kind of figure out where you wanted to go. So from there, basically what would happen is let's say I remember back in, I think it was either 16 or 17, they had the Game of Thrones cast, and they were doing an exclusive autograph session. So basically it's free, right? It's and this kind of is different than a lot of others because they don't have, I mean, they do have people autographing, but it's not like New York Comic Con or even smaller local cons, because all the actors are there. You kind of just get into the line, pay them, and you get the autograph. San Diego does have some of that, but it's definitely not as large as your local con. But these actors will come in because, like, for example, I know like the Avengers were there one year, and they did an exclusive autograph session. So basically, after you get in the building, you have to figure out what line you want to go to. So the one year we went in line for the Game of Thrones cast, and we got in line. And when you get up to the front of the line, what happens then is there's a huge bin and there's tickets in it. Most of the tickets were like white, and then there's like orange. So basically, you put your hand in here and you take a ticket. If you pull an orange, you get to come back at the assigned time, and you get in line again, and then you wait in line for your autograph. If you pull a white ticket, then basically what happens is you don't get anything. So you've just lined up at 11 p.m., waited all night, get up there, pull a ticket, and if you pulled the wrong color, you're basically out of luck. It was crazy. And I'll be honest with you, when we did this Game of Thrones one, we didn't even get to pull a ticket. They came down and said that all of the orange tickets were pulled. There are no more. And it's like there's so many people in line still. So it's very unfortunate the way they used to do it. Same thing with trying to get into the Funko booth. This was obviously a complete and utter shit show, because what would happen here is people would just line jump, and no one stopped it. And that was the biggest headache. And this was the same thing for Lego, when Lego used to do con exclusives, even Hasbro to a smaller degree. But yeah, it was crazy, because what happens is there's so many people waiting in these lines that what you had to do for Funko, you had to actually go through the entire convention, get out to the backside, like where the dock is, because there's it's right along the harbor there. So you have to leave the convention. You have to actually use your badge, and scan out, go behind the pier, and it was chaos. And people would just jump in front of you, and I mean, it was crazy. Fights, everything else, for Funko, basically. Again, in Lego as well. So what they have done now is it's more of a lottery system. And what happens now is when you get your once you get your badges and everything else like that, usually about a week or so before the con, maybe about 2 weeks, what'll happen is you log into your account, and as long as you have tickets, you get points. So think of it as raffle tickets. So you have X amount of raffle tickets per day. So for example, on let's say preview night, if you have preview night, actually I'm not sure, they might not even do it for preview night. Actually, I think preview night, you just have to get there and get in line. But let's say Thursday, let's say you get 40 tickets, and then Friday and Saturday, I think you get like 60, and then Sunday it's like 40 or something like that. So basically, you have to go through all of the exclusives, either collectibles or autographs or special panel times or whatever you want to do. You have to look through the list. Then you assign your tickets or your points for which ones you're interested in. So the last 3 years or 4 years they've done this, I've put all of my tickets on Funko every single time, and I've yet to win. It's kind of crazy. The only reason why I even won last year was because of the Funko Fanatics message board that I was chosen for preview night, which was pretty awesome. It was nice to get all that out of the way. You didn't have to worry about it. But yeah, so so they have improved some stuff. There's a lot that they can improve on. I mean, the lines itself are just it's crazy. We're gonna go through some of the exclusives. Entertainment Earth, for example. That's one of the bigger companies that they have exclusive for San Diego, and the line is nuts. I mean, it's hours and hours. You just stand there, and I don't know what is the better way to do it. I've seen some. What would be really cool, honestly, is if they could have people walk down the line and almost you order from them, and they have a handheld machine, or they just use their phone, whatever. And you go ahead and actually order from that person, and then they give you the receipt, and then you can walk up to the booth and boom, here's your receipt. Give me the stuff and go. Like I don't know what else. I mean, because ringing out, it just seems like it takes so long. And I understand that some people want to get up there first and actually see some of the stuff because you really don't. They usually give out flyers and you kind of mark off what you want. And they try to go as fast as they can, but it is absolutely crazy how slow the process is for these bigger booths. Like NECA, obviously Funko. I mean, even Funko, like last year for preview night, I mean, I was in that line for like 2.5 hours, and preview night is from 6 to 9, I believe. And I mean, 2.5 hours of my preview night was literally just standing in the Funko booth, and I already had the ticket. Like I had it. I just had to wait, and that's how slow it was. And I was not like last. Like I got there pretty early. I got in line like at 3 p.m. So I waited 3 hours just to get into the con, and then I waited almost another 2.5 hours before I actually was done with Funko. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's a lot of standing around. I do have a video that I uploaded about a month and a half, 2 months ago about anything you want to bring to a con. So that is definitely worth looking at, especially the bigger cons. What's going on, guys, in the chat? So that was a good question, Ryan. What's up, Anthony Blaze? How you doing, man? Kenneth Bird. And what's up, Donald Lomax? We'll talk about fun days here in a minute. I'm going to go to SDCC blog, and we're going to kind of just go over some of the exclusives. Again, I think Ryan linked it earlier in the chat, so you can go ahead and click on that, and you can kind of look at everything. Because if I spent the stream on going through everything, this is going to be like a 5-hour stream because there's a lot. But I'll go through some of the more, I would say more of the popular items. And also there are items on here that you can actually purchase ahead of time. All right. So, again, I'm going to kind of just go through some more of the popular ones. So Icon Heroes always has some pretty good stuff. So they're big in the Transformers this year. So these are, I think they're 8-inch bobbleheads, and you can see right here, you can actually pre-order these. The set is $90, and on June 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific, you can actually order those. So sometimes this is what these companies do. They'll let you, even if you don't go to the con, you can still order them. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. And then they have a couple of G.I. Joe ones I know as well. Red Ninja bobblehead. I'm not even sure what character this is though. In red, the only Red Ninja I knew of is Jinx, but she was female, so I don't know. There's the Snake Eyes, and they're $45 each. You can see different poses and all that kind of stuff down there. So that's some of Icon Heroes. Let's go through a couple more here. Alex Ross is a huge artist here in San Diego, so you can definitely check out his work. Here's Factory Entertainment. So they have a lot. So they have a keychain and pin set. So you can see they probably have 4. I don't know if it all comes. Let's see, as well as pins. So it's limited to 500. So you can actually purchase this on the factory website as well. So they have that. This was just dropped a couple of days ago, like a replica of the Goonies, the Goonies style Wavefinder, if you will, or no, not Wavefinder, the Ray Dagger or whatever. But they have that. So if you're a big Goonies fan, actually it's shipping now, so you can actually order that on their website, on Factory Entertainment's website. And then we have Aquaman's Dagger, and looks like you can buy this online as well. And then they have a Batarang, and let's see, it's a bottle opener, $22. And then the other thing is too, if you are going to the con, you can actually order these now too and pick them up. So that way you don't have to pay for shipping. So that's another option too if you actually are going to the con. And then we have Ruby Slippers. It's a chrome art statue. And these are $50, and the same deal. You can actually order it online, or you can pick it up, and you can pick it up at the booth. So it's just a couple things there. And then this is the first one that they had announced. Again, you can order this one online, and it's a Back to the Future keychain. Keychain and enamel pin set. So there's that. Let's see what else. Here's NECA. So here is it's $40, and this is not available for pre-order yet, but it is Elf. So I know sometimes on in the community we talk about Elf. So there you go. How tall is he? It does not say on here how tall he is. But you can see he comes with Comic-Con exclusive stuff, so it's kind of cool. So if you are an Elf fan, that might be something. And then from Gremlins 2, I don't know, does she actually have a name? Yeah, Greta Gremlin. So this is $50. Again, this pre-order is not up yet. So she comes with different pieces of parts. There you go. And then this is going to be an exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set. They haven't really revealed it. So it could be something like this style. But again, they have not revealed that yet. And then finally, we have this is from Secret of the Ooze. So if you've seen that movie, there's the pizza delivery guy, and they actually sent him. This is the way it comes packed, and so they actually sent the actor the first one. So it's just kind of cool. So that's what the figure looks like. So a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff from them. Here's Entertainment Earth. They have a lot of DC stuff this year. So they have, let's see, pre-order. You can pre-order here. So you can pre-order and get it shipped after the con, or you can also pick it up at the booth. So they have the Flash, they have Batman. So those are a couple there. I thought they had more, but we'll keep looking here. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's all Entertainment Earth. That's all they've announced. I think they have more. Here is another big one. So Diamond previews. So Diamond Select Toys and Gentle Giant. So here is the 1/6 scale of Mandalorian Carson. But this is what's his name? The Outer Rim pilot. What's his name? I think it's this Carson. So this is going to be limited to 1,000 pieces. So that's like a bust. So they're pretty big busts too. And then we have an Indiana Jones one. This is also limited to 1,000 pieces. And then they also have a figure. And it looks like the figure is, trying to see if there's a limit on this one. I don't see a limit number on this one though. But it's a 12-inch figure of Indy. And then let's see what else we got. I don't really know anything about the Garloos, but they have some exclusive Garloos. They have a Wolverine card, a couple smaller items, and then we got some turtle stuff here again. And they have all the turtles. It's actually kind of cool. If I started collecting turtles too, man, I'll be my wife would probably divorce me. And then some figures as well. So again, you can check out the SDCC blog website for everything. And then we got more Marvel here. Here's a Captain America bust. And then we have Baroness. This is a pretty cool one. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, it looks like these busts are $60. But Captain America is $70. Baroness is 60. And then more Ninja Turtles. Big Ninja Turtle stuff this year, which is cool because it's a lot of times it's like the same stuff, like Star Wars, and there's nothing wrong with Star Wars, but like Game of Thrones was hot for a while, and now we got some different stuff this year. And then this looks like Bruce Lee. Cool, different version. And then we have more Transformers. So what are these things? These are limited to 1,500 pieces, and this they come in a VHS the movie Transformers the movie mini box set. So I don't know if there's no picture of the box, but so what you have: Nemesis Prime, Ultra Magnus. I think it's Firecracker, and then it looks like he's got the Matrix in him, so that must be Rodimus Prime, not Hot Rod. So again, just a bunch of cool stuff. Let's see. We'll do a couple more. UCC is always a pretty hot one there at San Diego. Is usually pretty long lines. So I don't know much about this little guy here, but it says Rando the Blacklight Mushroom. So I don't know. Randy Mystery Madness Collectibles. If you want a Blacklight plushie, there it is. There it is. $29.99 at the booth. And we have another plushie. This guy is Barnett, the Orange Citrus Fruit Bat Squishmallow. Squishmallow. So yeah, I don't know much about these guys, but there's a clown. Yeah. And these are just the beginning of the exclusive announcements. There's going to be still more. I did see this one the other day. This is a plushie of Slag. So again, if you're a Transformers fan, man, big this year, which makes sense. The movie just dropped. Yep. So that's a lot. That's some of the exclusives. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat. Am I already waiting in line? Not yet. All right. I don't see any questions. And we have a few more minutes before my next guest will come on. So let's try to go through some of the offsites. All right. Well, we could talk about Fun Days first. So Fun Days was dropped yesterday out of nowhere. And I did see a question in the chat. Who was it that asked? Oh, Man on the Couch. Yeah. So we did end up getting the Fun Day tickets. Basically on the blog on funko.com, it was stated that they were going to go up on sale yesterday, and it was going to be between, it would be 10 a.m. Pacific through, I think it was 3 p.m. Pacific. It was like a 5 or 6 hour gap. I can't quite remember now. But for me, it started at 1 p.m. and it went all the way through like 6 o'clock. So I guess it was 5 hours. And I don't know, man. We basically just refresh. I mean, obviously the best way to do it is have your notifications turned on for Funko. And it ended up getting dropped on an Instagram story. And then because that way you can get the direct link. I'm sure most of you guys are on Instagram. So, if you know anything about Instagram, it's got to be a direct link off a story, or you have to go through the profile and all this other stuff. I wish Instagram would fix it. It's such a pain. But it was through a story, and then they also put a password in, which is funny because a lot of people didn't even know there was a password until you actually get your tickets. But you had to follow the little running man, and I did the same thing I always do. I opened it up on several different browsers and several different computers. That way the IP, or not the IP, but the little ID number at the bottom of the screen, as long as they're not the same, you're good. If you have two of that are the same, that's when you want to get rid of one of them. If you ever try to do that. I know for like New York Comic Con tickets, those are going up in sale. Actually, I think tomorrow. So if you're interested in New York Comic Con and you have not created an account, you're going to want to do that right after this live if you want a chance to purchase those tickets, because those tickets go on sale tomorrow. But it's yeah, so you had to watch the little Running Man, and then you were able to get into there, and then you had to put the password in, and basically hope and pray that you get the tickets before they sell out. But we were able to get them, so this will be my first fun days. We're going with a bunch of people in a group, so it's gonna be pretty fun, I think. I know I'm glad they changed this because it used to be through Eventbrite, and that was always a mess because there was no waiting line. It was easier for bots to get in there. I mean, you still had to enter a password. So I don't know how the whole bot thing works, but this at least gave everybody a fair chance because you click the link and they sort you, and then it is what it is at that point. So I'm probably going to do a live from Fun Days. That's what I'm thinking. So I just got to figure out what I can bring in. I mean, I worst case scenario, I have my phone. So, but I'm definitely going to do some type of small live from Fun Days to try to bring the experience to everybody who follows me. But yeah, so that was up live yesterday, the Fun Days tickets. What's going on, Johnny? How you doing, buddy? A couple other things. So here's a calendar they actually have for the offsites. So I don't know if we see. We'll click on Friday the 21st. So they do list pretty much everything. Like I said, these guys over there at SDCC blog do a fantastic job. So I mean, again, if I were gonna go through this entire thing, like I would be on this live for 5 hours. I'm trying to see if there's anything like that kind of sticks out for me here. I mean, Fun Days is on Friday. If we go back to Thursday, there's some Dragon Ball Z stuff at the Marriott. The Kitties and Coffee thing. It's funny. We buy tickets for that every year, and we end up always canceling it because we just don't have time. But it's kind of cool. Like what you do is you go into this coffee place. I think you get like a half an hour time, and they have like small bites to eat and different coffees. But in the entire cafe, they have a bunch of cats just running around. You can play and pet and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of strange, but something different. So if you're a cat person, there's Indiana Jones cosplay meetup that day. There is the Horde Universe Fashion Show. This is the day Jeff Goldblum's going to be, and an orchestra is going to be there at I think it's the Balboa Theater. So he's going to be there playing with his orchestra band. So I know a couple of people we're going to. They're going to that. So it's kind of cool. So that's something that might interest you. Definitely check it out. Let's see what else we got here. And please let me know if you have any questions. If you're going and you're confused about something, let me know. If you watch this on the replay, you can still ask questions in the comments down below, and I'll be willing to answer those for you. Let's go Saturday. Let's see if there's anything here that sticks out. So there's some Warhammer card games and stuff you can get to. Comic-Con theme bar crawl. That's always a thing there. I know they have a Facebook group. The Hellfire Gala. That's based on Stranger Things. Again, and these are not all finalized. There's more than just this. Like things are constantly being added. Wednesday I know is preview night, but if you are getting in Wednesday early, there are a few things. And I know one thing that's not. Here's a Ready Player One 8-Bit Legacy kickoff party. I've heard good things about that. The one thing I know that is not up here yet for Thursday is the fandom party, which I have not heard anything about yet. Again, it's pretty hard to get in. But if you follow fandom on Twitter, that's your best bet. Or follow me on Twitter, because I will post as soon as I get the information out. I'll send that out on Twitter. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot up here, but there's definitely not everything, because there's a lot of stuff that I've been wondering about. Like there's usually something on Friday nights called, or no, actually I think it might be Thursdays. It's called Woot Stout or WootCon, and basically it's at Stone Brewing. Yeah, they have like outdoor activities. They have like a giant arcade. Obviously, they have other beers and food and everything else like that. So it's a pretty fun thing to do. So I mean, yeah. So again, if you want to check it out, check out the sdccblog.com, and that will give you all of your information that you need. All right. So let's see. Any questions? What's the first thing you do when you're in the con? So usually I have a plan because I do get in line pretty early. It would be usually I get in line about, it kind of depends. Like it kind of depends. It depends what you're after. Like if you know it's something that you're gonna have thousands of people going for, I usually get in line around 5 a.m. And then, like I said, they usually let you in the building around 6:30 ish, somewhere in there. And then at least you're inside. I mean, not that it's a little chilly in San Diego, so definitely bring a hoodie or something, because it definitely can get a little chilly at night. But they do let you in the building around 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then you're basically waiting there till the con opens, which is 10 a.m. So again, if it really depends what you're after. Like for example, this is we talk about Funko a lot on this channel. So we go to Funko, and if you already know you have a time, so for example, you have the first time in the morning, so your time is 10 o'clock. You probably want to line up around 3 a.m. because if not, you're going to spend a good portion of your morning in that line because it's just the nature of the beast. There's a ton of people. They're not the most organized line. Now, with that being said, when at New York Comic Con they did the Fright Night version of Fun Days, or I'm sorry, not Fun Days, but of their booth, and it was way better organized because they had everything enclosed where people weren't just being able to walk by and kind of look and see what there is, and you couldn't see anything. It was all enclosed, and the line and the general area of the booth, it wasn't as crowded as it normally is because you couldn't really do anything. I mean, I've asked people in line to purchase something from me before. Worst case scenario, they say no. So, I mean, it is possible, but you will get yelled at from security if you're trying to bother people in that line because they know what people are trying to do when they see groups of people there, right? If you are going to the con and you don't get a time for the Funko booth, they will typically open it up to public around 4 to 5 o'clock. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later. The best thing to do is be really, really nice. Try to strike up a conversation with one of the workers and just, don't hound them, but be consistent on going back and asking. And, again, it can get crazy because once they open that general public line, if you didn't win the lottery, it's chaos. I've done it once. It's just, there's not a lot left, to be completely honest with you. So it really depends upon what pop you want. But they do let the general public in at that point during the con. So yeah. So to answer your question, Ryan, the first thing I do is I just have my plan for the day, and I try to get there as early as I think it's necessary, and I just try to go right to that booth. Get your first thing done first. Like yesterday's is a pin company, and they always have exclusives. So that's another good thing to do there is because, do I need to get there at 5 a.m. to go get a pin? Probably not. But if they have a limited edition of only 100 pins for the entire con, so they're probably giving out, 20 a day. So you need to be one of the first 20 people in that line. So it really depends how badly you want something and how badly that how early in the morning you want to line up. It's not fun to sleep under the tents because they do have tents, but like I've done it twice and I don't know if I'll do it again. I mean, now the way it's structured, you don't really have to. Let's change gears for a minute while we wait for Scott to jump on here. So let's talk about Hall H, because this is always a big part of the conversation. So Hall H is the main hall. It holds, I can't remember the number. It's like 10,000 people, 8,000 people. I don't know if somebody wants to look it up. If you just type it on Hall H capacity, it's something like that. And what they do now, and again, I'm just going based on last year. What they did is they will announce certain times that you can get a wristband for Hall H for the next day. That way they don't have as many people sleeping overnight. Now, the people who sleep overnight, your question might be like, well, if you get a wristband, you're guaranteed to get in. Why would you sleep overnight? Well, because they want to sit up close. So really the people in the tent are going to be in Hall H the entire time, and they want to sit as close as possible. As people leave and you're sitting, you can move up. There's no problem with that. But just know there are giant TVs throughout the entire hall, and people are coming and going all day long. Somebody might just want to be there for one panel, and then they watch it and they leave, and then more seats open. So, like, for example, last year we went to see the Lord of the Rings panel for the new show, Rings of Power. And we did not get a wristband. We just got in line about a half an hour before the panel went up, and we were just, let's just see what happens. And we ended up getting in. We had to sit in the back, but again, there's giant TVs, and we were able to have our first experience in Hall H. Funko had a panel as well. They were on, I think, Sunday. I don't know. Again, the panel schedule has not been released yet, but even for the Funko panel, we were able to basically walk right in. Now, I don't know if it's going to be as easy, because they did pass out all those exclusive Funko Pops last year. People kind of assumed we would get something. I don't think anyone really knew that we would get what we got. So I don't know how it's going to be. I know they did the same thing at WonderCon. I know it wasn't as grand, I guess, the item they gave out. I think they were itsy bitsies actually. So some people I saw online complaining that there wasn't enough, not enough, but like it just wasn't worth it. I guess, even though you're still watching the panel, I mean, that's kind of the whole reason to go, not just for the giveaway. But I get it because it's Funko. People want to sell or have it, whatever. I mean, I still have my Hall H Freddy, so. But I don't know. It really depends upon what's in the panel for that day. But so let's say it's Friday. Okay, so it's Thursday night. Let's say the Hall H wristbands get passed out at 8:00. So what you're going to want to do is you want to head around to the back of the building where the pier is, and that is where they do the wristbands. Again, you're going to have to wait in line. Some people, like for Saturday, is usually Marvel, right? That's the big one. Marvel and HBO is usually there, even though HBO is not going this year. So just know that right off the bat. So there's not going to be anything for House of the Dragon, and there's not going to be anything for The Last of Us or any of their other big shows. I don't know. It kind of stinks because HBO usually doesn't skip, but they won't be there. Now, they did say Max will be there in some capacity, so I don't really know what that means. They could just have a small offsite, because last year they did have an offsite of House of the Dragon where you got to go in, you got an exclusive pin, and you had like a little 15, 20-minute experience. So they could be doing something like that. But I don't know. I mean, it really depends the time you want to invest to just sit and watch panels. It's really what it boils down to. Like I know, like we were going to get in line for the Saturday on Friday night because we wanted to go see Marvel, but like we didn't want to wait. Like we didn't want to waste the whole night. Like, we're only in San Diego for a few nights. So it's like, we just didn't want to stand in line for 3 hours. And because it was a long wait. So I think the Game of Thrones Year 2 convention will be much better with House of the Dragon. Yeah, and then again, I know we talked about this, Ryan. There's that one in Florida, the Throne. I think it's called the Throne of Con, or Kind of Thrones. I think it's Kind of Thrones, something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, again, there's a lot of waiting in line. All right, I'm just kind of waiting for Scott to come on. If there's any other questions. Trying to think what else. I mean, typically, I would say for Hall H, Thursday and Sundays, you probably don't really need to get a wristband. You can probably walk in. It really just depends what's on the panel, what's on the schedule. You know, like last year, Saturday, you had to, because they had Walking Dead. They had Fear of the Walking Dead. They had Marvel. Kevin Smith was in there. Trying to think what else was in there on Saturday. I think House of the Dragon was in there. So, it depends. There's ATMs all over the place. Yeah, cash and card and Apple Pay they take. So again, they'll save money. You'll save money with cash, because usually they won't charge you tax. And you can always negotiate as well. I'm just messaging Scott real quick. Okay. So he's messaging me now. We got our times crossed up because he thought I was in California too. No biggie though. Yeah, but there's ATMs in there, and yeah, you can use cash or card. All right. I think he's coming on now. Any other questions or anything? Also, if you have any questions for Scott, feel free to toss those over in the chat as well. Okay. And I'm going to pull this up real quick too. And we'll kind of talk about his artwork. He's really good. So we'll bring that up. Oops. That's a good question. We can ask him. There we go. I don't see. I'm looking through the chat, guys. I don't see any other questions. All right. I'm going to go ahead and bring on my guest. So he is an artist. He's been to San Diego Comic-Con, I believe he said, since 2014. And yeah, I have a couple pieces of artwork that I'll show off that I did purchase from him last year at San Diego. So I'll bring him on. And this is Scott Haddocks. I think I said that right. Did I say it right, Scott?
You did. Haddocks. Like a Haddocks.
Haddocks. Okay. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I was a little late getting here. I thought that you were in California, so
I wish I was in California.
That's where we met. So I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So I was just breakfast. I'm taking a little family vacation up in the mountains here.
Nice, awesome.
Cabin here.
Oh, I won't keep you too long. I have several questions. We'll just kind of go over a little bit, and I have some of your work that I can pull up here and to show the chat. And again, if you guys have questions for Scott or anything, feel free to drop those into either the Instagram story or you can put them right here in the chat. So you wanted to start off by just kind of telling us a little bit about yourself and what type of artwork you create.
Yeah, well, my name is Haddocks, and I create typically like pop culture, anything that's popular, anything in the movies, a lot of Star Wars stuff, anything that's a series that's coming out or is out, a lot of things that have to do really with conventions. You know, a lot of nerd stuff. Anything we nerds like, I'm going to paint it. I paint in fine art, so I paint with it's called gouache, but it acts kind of like a watercolor. So if you ever see it, it looks like watercolor, but it's called gouache. And I actually use a brush and watercolor paper, and usually large scale paintings. Yeah.
Cool. So when you typically work, like how do you? I guess the question is, how do you typically work? So you in a studio? Is this all done at home? Any particular type of time of day you do this? Any specific routines you go through? Anything like that?
Yeah, I'd like to say I have a routine, but I do not. I work when I started doing this. I started working with an artist, Rob Pryor, out of Hollywood, and I worked up there for 2 years. I lived up in LA for 4 days, and in San Diego for 3 days, and so that was a very strict grind, you know. Learning from him, and you know, just like it's like a crash course. He wasn't a teacher, but if I stand there long enough and watch him, I learn it, you know. And if I have questions, I could be able to ask him. My process now is I work with him. I go up there about once a month, and you know, to kind of touch base. He's a master artist, so it's good to ask questions, especially if things you don't understand, which art is just like that, man. Like there's so many things that people that have mastered certain things, they can tell you, and it makes a world of difference. But now I have a studio out in Rancho Mirage, which is Palm Springs. It's a home studio, and I try to get like 2 days a week. I'll work about 6 hours per day, and the other days maybe like there's never really a day off, but I classes like portrait classes, learning the human form, which since I'm self-taught, like I have to go back to the basics and learn things. A lot of my artwork, as you'll see, are I don't do a whole lot of portraits, a whole lot of faces. I do a lot of either mechanics or backgrounds or things that don't require nuance. You know, they're really straightforward. What you see is what you get, not like a face where there's little shadows that dictate how the painting is going to look. So I try to sketch about, you know, an hour every morning, and then it kind of depends. Like if the painting's going well, then I can work on it for 3 hours, and so much will happen. And sometimes a straight line, just getting it to do just one thing, can take like an hour, and it's just it's not the good day. It's not a good day to paint. So.
Yeah, so the one we have on the screen, this is the one you made for, I think, Fluffy, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So this one, go ahead.
And he's a huge Transformers fan. He loves Transformers Generation 1. And so we did a whole series of that. And these were massive paintings. They were about 4 feet by 5 feet. So like it's so cool to have them that big, because of the Transformers are so big anyway. It's like they're just massive robots. So making giant paintings was really cool.
Yeah, and this is one of them that I bought. This was the reprint, right? You had it on a canvas.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to see. I know I have a picture of it here somewhere. I think this is it right here, actually.
This one? Yeah, I had this reprinted on canvas.
Yeah, and this is the one I purchased from you last year. I'm trying to bring it up.
Game of Thrones?
No, I have this one too. Here, I'll show you. Let's stop that for a second. Let me do it this way.
All good.
There it is right there. It's on my wall right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I think didn't you say did you make more than one of these? Or I can't, there was a story behind it.
Yeah, I only so when I do like commissions for people that ask for specific things, I'll ask them, hey, do you mind if I reprint this? Because I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I'll make some paper prints, some 13 by 19 prints. And then, if it's something that I really like, maybe I'll make a canvas replica of it, and then I'll hand it. So it has the brush strokes on it, which it makes it it's more limited, and it makes it almost an original again. So it's nicer for the client to get something that's just a reproduction on paper,
Yeah, and I think that's what we did with this one at the con. It was either this one might have been done already with the brush strokes.
Yeah, no.
And I'm trying to remember now, but yeah, and the Game of Thrones one, here I'll bring that one up next. But yeah, this one is I love this one. It's awesome. And then when you told me it was you made it specific for Fluffy, I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. There's several of them, and I'm gonna see it because I have a bunch of cool paintings that I'm gonna ask him see if I can make reproductions of. I do so many originals, and my price point is so it's so good that, which we might have to change that, is that I sell out. Like I just did Phoenix Fan Fusion last week, and I sold 4 originals.
Nice.
And it's great to sell the originals, but now I have to paint 4 more. And I'm starting to like really, I take my time on them, and so I think we're gonna have to start increasing the cost of those, because I can sell lots of reproductions on wood, on canvas, on paper of those same pieces, and keep the originals. And now that I don't have them, they're harder to sell reproductions because people can't see them on the wall, so then they don't. So yeah, fire and ice.
Now for this one, I know we had a lot of conversations last year about this, because I really did want to buy the original print, and I just knew it was going to be too large. And I tagged you on Instagram on my how my setup is, and you could tell like it was going to be way too big. Now, have you sold that one, the original?
No, I still have it.
You still have it? You haven't sold it yet? Okay. But yeah, we love it. I mean, it's yeah. So it's cool. It came out really well. And in the chat, Ryan Milky, he's kind of my co-host and a lot of the stuff that we do, and we're huge House of Dragon and Game of Thrones fans, and he loves it. Yeah, I knew Ryan would like that.
Yeah, dragons, I like it a lot. I haven't quite figured out anything to do for it yet. I mean, the dragons are amazing. I just haven't the right. I think maybe when season 2 comes out, it would be season 2, right?
It would be season 2, yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have a little better grasp on like what to paint. It's like Game of Thrones. Like this painting would not have come out until like season
7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much like that you had to go through to even get to the point of this painting. So
All right, let's go back. Get rid of this real quick. Let's go back to this one. All these buttons you got to click on these things, man. There we go. All right. So I did see a couple questions in the chat. So I'll ask you those couple questions. So Ryan, so he wants to know, are you a Deadpool fan?
Of course. I'm a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool fan. Like that guy made that whole series for me. Like I didn't really read the comic books, even though I knew he was in New Mutants, and like I know who he is. But when Ryan Reynolds did Deadpool, I was like fire all over it. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell him all the time. I'm just a big Ryan Reynolds fan. I like most of his work. I think I don't know how he is in real life. I've never met him. I feel like he might be pretty down to earth, but he does not like Deadpool at all. I don't know why.
Oh, he does?
He does not like Deadpool. Yeah, Ryan does not. But we're all not perfect, so
yeah.
And then Ryan has, have you ever traveled to the UK? He's actually in Great Britain, so
yeah, I was out there, not UK. Wait, I think I went through London a couple of times, but I spent out last year. I spent a few weeks out in Lithuania, in the Baltics. I did I went out with my mentor. I went out with Rob Pryor to do some openings. Where I assisted him when he painted, and then like a month, like a week later, the war broke out in Ukraine and Russia, and then when that calmed down a bit, the people from Lithuania, I kept in touch with them, and then they flew me out to do mural work. If you look at my Instagram, you can scroll down, and not too far down, you'll see I did a Superman on a wall in with yellow and gold, yellow and blue Ukrainian colors, called No Fly Zone, and I did that with two other Ukrainian refugees that took trains from Kyiv for 48 hours, came up and stayed with us for a few days, and then went back to Kyiv during the bombings. Like they're resilient people. It was pretty amazing.
Trying to see if I can find it here for you.
If you go up, like down, down,
So
like,
down.
yeah, keep going down, keep going. I'll find it. There it is. Go up just a little bit, up just a little bit. Yep, there it is. It's one of those like in the go down.
Sorry.
Standing there talking, and it's right in the center there.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, and it's a
Oh,
video
okay.
of me. They had me on the news out there. Yeah, and so you could, if you click on those, you could see there's multiple pictures in there, and they did a really good job. And I still work with them a bit out there. So to answer your question, yeah, I've been out there, but just to your airport in the UK.
And then I see one more question. Lady Stoneheart asks, I just lost it. Oh, do you have a favorite work of art that you have created? If you had to pick one piece.
Weird, huh? Trying to think. It's oddly, I don't really. That's one of my favorites right there. The dewback on
Yeah.
On the stormtrooper on the dewback. I try to not have favorites because then I won't want to sell them.
Oh yeah.
Like try not to get too personal with them. But I'll tell you, like when I was in high school, when I was 18, I won I went to I was invited to go to Washington D.C. For an art event, and my submission was a Bob Marley painting. I had no idea. Like I liked Bob Marley when I was in high school and listened to him a lot. So he was a big subject of like my senior thesis, and I won second place in a like an art gallery in Washington D.C. and I still have the original painting. So I'd have to say that would be the one because I've held on to it for so long.
Yeah.
And but yeah, for the rest of them, I try not to. I like them all. Like anything that I make, like there's a reason I made it. Like I like it, So
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, kind of heading off on that question there or the answer. So, have you had like what would you say was your most memorable response that you've had to your work? Like, if all the times someone's says something about it or something something like that. Like, what do you like the one that you remember the most?
I'm trying to think. Let's see. Oh, I'll tell you the story. Like it's kind of a story, but
sure.
This is because this happened recently. I remember this. So, I just did a painting called Troopers, and it's two stormtroopers, and they're out in the field, and they're one's pointing, and the other one's on the ground aiming. It's in my Instagram. It's like right toward the top. But the backdrop to that is 5 a.m. sunrise in Palm Springs. My wife likes to hike a lot, and so I went with her one morning, and I was like, "All right, that is a really cool sunrise." Like it's a super sweet gradient, and took a picture. I was like, I could probably use this somewhere sometime. And when I painted the troopers, I was like, all right, well, I'm going to make this the background, right? So I put the background on there, painted the background. Even has a, if you ever look at it, it's got the sky, whatever, the emissions trail from the jets. It has one going across it, and it's the only thing in the sky. It's super pretty. And so at this last show, this guy came up and he's like, that looks familiar. And I was like, oh no. I said, that's the original. And he goes, no, the background. And I go, oh yeah. I said, that's I told him what it was. And he goes, I fly that route. I'm a pilot for Delta, and I fly that route, and I know that sunrise at 5 a.m. I know what that looks like. And he said, that's a trail from a jetliner, right? I was like, yeah. And he was like, that's going over from San Diego to like Tucson or Arizona. I said, exactly. And he goes, I fly that route. I know that. I'll buy it. And he took it.
What was the name of the art?
It's called Troopers.
Oh, Troopers. Okay, I'm on your website. I just saw Scouts. I couldn't remember if that's what it was or not. I'm just trying to see if it was on here.
So that's I mean, to me that's a cool one. The other kind of cool thing is when people buy my own property. I don't do my own work a lot, so like that's just my creation.
Mm-hmm.
And I recently sold one, or I've had one that's very popular, and it's an astronaut in a skeleton in an astronaut suit floating in space. And that piece was done for Scout Comics for a Kronos cover, but I got to keep the original, and they just wanted it for like a little one-off for New York Comic Con. And it turns out people really like that. And so I believe that's, we're going to do it. There it is right there. We're going to do a little series of it, of people, for some reason, really gravitate towards death in space. No, like they do. Like people, like they comment on it a lot. And to me, that means so much more. Like people say, okay, well, I love your stormtroopers. Those are awesome. But I didn't create the stormtrooper, like that's
right.
that's someone else did that.
Right.
But like my work, and they say, oh, that is, it's amazing. It really like resonates with me. Then I'm like, that's the stuff. Like that's the good stuff right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, like you said, I mean, you're kind of just you're putting your own take on what someone else has already drawn, even though it looks fantastic. But I understand what you mean. Yeah, I get that. That's a good way to look at it, though. All right, so I have a few more questions, and then we'll kind of talk about a little bit about San Diego. So I saw that. Now I hope I get this right. Do you have a children's book coming out?
It's called Whatever You Do, Don't Pee on the Bear. And it was the book is the author is Ashley Sidransky. She's she's in Poway in San Diego, and we met through her husband, who's a surgeon, and she had been coming up with this book for a long time, and it's about a dog going to the national park and having adventures in Yosemite National Park, and visiting all these historic sites there, and it's I'm not sure, like, I mean, it's a children's book, so it's I couldn't really tell you what the actual like purpose of it is, Sells. It's like a lot like it. You can find it on Amazon. Whatever you do, don't pee on the bear.
Okay, so it's already out then. Okay.
We're working on a second one about what's it for like courage for children who are different, and so we're working. She's working on writing it. They take a long time. It's super funny that you think it's a children's book. Like it's super easy.
Yeah,
it's like 2 years to get it done.
It's funny. I met Oh my gosh.
You met Ashley.
I met Ashley several times actually. She kind of knows me from my channel a little bit now too, because I've met her so many times. But I met Evangeline Lilly, Wops, right, from Lost.
Yeah.
She writes books as well, and I remember meeting her about a year and a half ago, and talking to her about that, and she said the same thing. She's like, it's unbelievable how long it takes to write a book and get it illustrated, and just the whole process. She's like, it's years. It's crazy.
Yeah, it blows me.
Yeah, this one, yeah. I've met Ashley, I've met Rosario. I mean, they're some of the nicest people you will ever meet. I'm just looking at the bottom right picture here of Maul and Ahsoka. It's so funny that's the scene, because me and Ryan, we actually are doing we do Clone Wars reactions. We're almost done with it, and we just saw this. And Ryan's never seen Clone Wars, which is one of the reasons why we did this.
Oh wow.
And with the Ahsoka series coming out, because we're very much the channel is really Game of Thrones and Star Wars conventions and collectibles is basically what I do. And like I said, so it's hard because uploading this to the YouTube, it's tough because we get copyrighted all the time. So you have to really cut. But yeah, it's just funny, that scene. Like, we really literally just watched that episode, and he was blown away by season 7. And I told him he would be, because season 7 is awesome.
Fire! It's absolutely fire. There's so much to be painted from that. But the new Ahsoka series, like, you guys need to be caught up on Rebels. Like, that's a huge part of it. If you don't know Rebels, you're not gonna have any clue what's going on in the new Ahsoka series.
Well, it's funny you say that, because that's what we're doing next. Yeah, we're going. So what I did is because there's 133 episodes of Clone Wars. I mean, there's a lot. So what I did is I broke it down. I think we did about 55 episodes. I kind of went through it, because I've seen it once all the way through, and
they're just like,
yes, we kind of went through it, and we just basically picked the most important episodes, I guess, that kind of would lead you to Rebels. And now I'm kind of in the process of kind of, again, we don't have time to do all four seasons of it, but we'll go through. I think I'm down to 28 episodes right now. The 28 big episodes you probably need to know to learn the characters. So yeah, that's what we're actually going to be doing here, starting I think July 3rd. I think it's our first one that drops, and that'll take us right up to August 23rd. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I just watched the trailer for the first time. I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be fire.
Yeah, and I can't believe Ray Stevenson. I cannot believe that he passed away like that. Unbelievable, man. All right, so let's talk. So here's a question for San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes.
What I wrote this one down, so let me make sure I say it right. So what advice would you give to people who are looking for artwork to purchase at a Comic-Con? Because there's a lot, especially San Diego. We have Artist Alley. It's huge. So what kind of advice would you give? Except for coming to see your booth, of course.
Yeah, come to my booth at 5005. I'm at right next to Artist Alley, so I'm like right at the entrance. Look, take your time. You know what I mean? Really find stuff you like. If you have a budget, and you're there, if you're at San Diego Comic-Con or any convention, unless you're looking at original artwork, that you got to pick it up right when you see it, because typically they're going to be gone, or someone's going to buy it and you lost out. If you're an original artwork purchaser, if you're purchasing prints and reproductions, write down where you are, and actually have a list. This is where I was, 5005. This is what they had that I was looking at, and be specific, because there's so much stimulation there, and there's so many things to buy, so many random things. Before you know it, you have no money, and then you're wandering around, and you bought some stuff that you really didn't want. So my advice is, if you have a budget and this is what you're going to spend, is take your time. Like that stuff is, if they have prints and exclusives are different. Like if something's an exclusive and you want something that's highly collectible, then get that right when you see it, because once those are gone, they don't make them anymore. They're exclusive for that time. But when you get to like San Diego, you know, take your time. Like we're not going to take it personally if we don't sell something to you. You know, a lot of people say I'll come back. Mm-hmm. Typically they don't, because it's so big. It takes a long time to get back. And a lot of times they find something better that they wanted, you know? So that's my advice. I've been doing this for years, and I used to buy a lot of artwork to support other artists, but I have nowhere to put it, you know? And like for you knew you had a space specific, and that's what you need to do is, okay, I have all this stuff, you know, if I want to buy artwork, what can I get rid of? What do I have that I can replace? And then, you know, measure it out and be diligent about it. You know, if you're going there to look for artwork, that you really got to do that. But otherwise, my best advice is don't buy anything on the first day. You know.
Yeah, because I mean, I came back. I remember like coming back like 3 or 4 times because I circled that artist alley like 4 or 5 times just to see what Game of Thrones, because I knew I wanted Game of Thrones. The Transformers one, I just had to have it when I saw it, and I know that one I think I got pretty much right away. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there is a lot there. And like you said, it's almost too much sometimes, because it's like you're looking and some of it starts looking the same, but you really got to look for like I know when I look, because I've bought in I think 3 or 4 pieces at this point from San Diego, and I look and I know like what do you call it again when you put the brush strokes on the canvas? What is that called again?
Embellishing.
Yeah, because the very first piece I bought was a Ray. And, you know, this is like a 2016, I think it was, when Force Awakens was just about to come out. And I ended up getting that one. And they, you know, the artist did the same thing. I videoed it. It was awesome. Yeah, you just take your time. I think that's good advice. Here's that photo.
Yeah, that's the book.
Of the book. So, yeah, that's on Amazon. So, Ryan, thanks for sending that to me, buddy. All right. So you've been going to San Diego Comic-Con since 2014, right? Did I get that right?
On there. I mean, it's got me in 2015. Yeah. I was okay. I got hooked. It's all dumb luck, you know, like in this business. I mean, I happen to be one of the luckiest people like that work in this industry. I work with 2 of the finest artists that's out there. Heather Edwards is one of my business partners, and Rob Pryor is one of my business partners. And if you look either of them up, Heather Edwards or Rob Pryor, you're going to be floored at what they do. And and I get nestled right in between them. You know, I got invited to do this booth. I think it was 2015 with Green Hills Entertainment. And so I went from doing like working 9 to 5, like jobs, which I like doing, to, I mean, full-time artists, like within like months. It was like,
have you gone to San Diego Comic-Con as just a, you know, an attendee and hung out and all that kind of stuff before?
Yeah, I've done that. I even brought my portfolio, like a lot of people do, and like tried to be found, you know, like years before that, you know, like I thought that I was good enough, and like then I saw what was going on. I was like, oh, and I still do that. Like the competition is fierce.
Yeah, I know. Do you know Caleb King?
I don't.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I bought a couple of things from him, prints. I've been trying to get him to make my Game of Thrones stuff. Like I have these, like I need 2 little skinny pieces that go next to it, and I've been bugging him forever. He was gonna come on today too, because I would say that you and him, I probably talked to the most, and I bought the most work from, but he was unable. He's actually at a con this weekend, so we're trying to touch base before we get to San Diego. So, but I know we're gonna go out and have a beer. I like to extend that invitation to you as well. One of the evenings, if you're available, go out, hang out, have a chat, just have a couple of drinks or whatever. But So my final question is this, because we do talk a lot about collectibles on this channel, Funko and Hot Toys and Hasbro Black Series and Lego. Do you collect anything like that other than like your artwork?
Yeah, I collect everything and anything, like anything like Gundam, Robotech, anything like Star Wars. I mean, helmets. What like I mean, when I'm at a convention or a toy store, like I like to find something, and I don't keep them in boxes. Like I'll open them up. I try to keep them, you know, yeah, see the value in it. Like my prized possession that I love is I have I think it's a 2005 Millennium Falcon Legacy.
Nice.
All the voices on it.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. They only made it for a little bit and then it's gone. So I have the box, I have everything, and that thing sits in my studio and I just turn it on and play with it. You know what I mean? Like the doors open, you know, they make sounds, the engine turns on, like you know, so yeah, anything Boba Fett, like I gotta have it. So yeah.
Yeah, I have my 1980, I think it's 81 Millennium Falcon from Empire Strikes Back up here in the corner, and then I got the newer version of Slave One up in the corner on the other side with my giant Razor crest right in the middle, and my wife loves it all. So, but yeah, I'm a big Funko Pop collector, and I try to get a lot of autographs, and this is how why how I met Ashley and everything like that. So, because I did see that you have a helmet that did you paint the image of Ahsoka on it?
So what it is you saw those. That one was at San Diego Comic.
I remember that.
It's a car wrap. So there's a car wrap company in Palm Desert, and they put like wraps on cars. Like if you needed to put a sign for your company on a car, that's what they do. And so I went in there with a stormtrooper helmet, a 3D printed trooper helmet, and I said, "Can we put my artwork on this?" And my original thought was, just plaster the whole thing, with artwork. And what they did was I worked with their designer and gave him the images, and they actually made it make sense. They told a story around the helmet and turned out perfect. So I did 2 stormtroopers and 1 Mandalorian helmet. And at this, all in the one show, 2 of them sold. But this one you're looking at, Ashley was at our booth. She's friends with my manager, and she came there to do some signings. And I was geeked out on her, and they were like, do you want her to sign something? I was like, yeah. She was super cool, and she signed the helmet for me, and together. And that would be a prized possession. Like I took that thing off the market, like that's mine,
So is this the same helmet?
That's the one.
That's the back of it. Okay.
She hadn't signed it at this point though.
Yeah. So you said you have 2 of these, or you just have one of them?
I have 1 left. That's the one that's signed. And then I wasn't going to make anymore because they're expensive to make. And like, they're kind of a hard sale. And it's interesting that I couldn't find a price point, but when I found the right price point, they sold immediately. And the thing was, like, I had those less than a year. I have artwork that I've had for 5 years that I still, and these ones, for some reason, I got it in my head, like, oh, they're not worth it. But they are, and I'm doing 2 more. We're doing Boba Fett and Darth Vader are the next 2, and they will be at San Diego Comic-Con.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. That's I don't know. We'll talk. We'll talk when we get there. I gotta talk to my wife first. But yeah, it'd be awesome to have Ashley sign that. That'd be I mean, she's actually going to one in Columbus, Ohio. I think it's a GalaxyCon. I think in September. So that would be an easy way to do it. That's awesome though. Well, hey man, I appreciate you you coming in and spending a little bit of your time with us. I know it's earlier than there in California that but yeah, I appreciate it. I would definitely have to hook up and grab a drink at San Diego. I'll definitely be coming by. We have I'll be there every day. I think we're leaving a little early on Sunday because we're going to Vegas.
Hey,
But,
the new Ahsoka I'm going to be painting for that one. I'm not going to show it until it'll be released at it won't be on Instagram. I won't even do a sneak peek of it. It's going to be released at that show. I'm doing my own version of Ahsoka. So
okay.
yeah, I think you guys are going to like it.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. All right. I appreciate you hanging out with me a little bit today. I don't know, chat, does anyone else have any questions or anything? I know we got like a little 30-second delay. I don't want to keep you too long. I don't want you already said you're on vacation in the cabin, right?
All good, man. It's all
Okay.
good.
All right. I mean, if you want to stick around, we can. I was going to just ask the chat, see if they have any other questions for you or for me for San Diego Comic-Con. We kind of went over all the exclusives. We went over some of the not the panels because that's not released yet. The offsites, parties and that kind of stuff. Are you into Funko at all or no?
I am. I have a bunch of them randomly. People like give them to me. That they get them and they don't want them, so I end up with them. Fluffy, surprisingly, he's got a neat collection of them. Like he has some cool ones. I was just up at his office and I saw like the ones that he's done. Like he's gone deep on them. He's got like 6 of them, like really neat ones. If you collect, like I would check them out. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I know he signs a lot of them as well. So
he's super. He's a really nice dude.
Yeah. You ever heard of Funko Fun Days?
No.
So Funko Fun Days is like the event. So they give out like those limited pieces, like usually like 1K, even lower quantity. Like there was it was just like back in 17 or 18. Mark Hamill showed up to it, and they had made an exclusive of like a golden style Luke, and there was only 24 of them given out at there. And I mean, dude, they're like if you look on eBay, you're talking like $5,000 to get one. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, so this is like the big event, and out of nowhere, these tickets were dropped yesterday, and me and my wife, we have been trying since 2016 to get in this thing, and we ended up getting tickets yesterday, so we're pretty excited. And there's a lot of people in the chat, like I know Aussie Pop and Paul, he's coming all the way from Australia, and we're hooking up down there, and he got tickets, so it's gonna be pretty cool.
That's rad. Yeah.
So Ryan asks, are you in the NFTs? Now I did see. I think you just created one, right?
Yeah, I'm involved with NFTs through Nifty Gateway. I have one already on there. So if you go to Nifty Gateway and you look up my name, Scott Haddix, you'll see the one that's on there. And then I have 3 more that are done, and they're just waiting for the market to come back a little bit to drop those. And it is the weirdest thing. Like if you try to do NFTs on your own, it's pointless because no one's ever going to see them. It's super weird. Yeah. So you have to do them through these companies that'll manage it and actually promote it, and then people are actually watching it. I just got lucky. I was at Comic-Con and someone asked me, and I was like, yeah, sure. And then turns out that they actually work for a real company. So yeah, Nifty Gateway is where you can find my stuff, and one's on there now, and then 3 more to come.
So I'm just typing in your name.
Yeah, should be on there.
I don't see your name on here. Here, I'll pull it up. Oh, here I got it. I created it. Okay, I got it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me see here. I'll share this.
Yeah, so it's a trip. It's a still shot. It's a real painting, and then I had my digital guy who's like one of the he creates games. I don't know, like back in the day, there was a game called EverQuest. And
yeah.
He was one of the originating designers for EverQuest, and so he's been doing this for. Yeah,
there you go.
He got.
Sorry, that's cool.
Yeah. So people like that one, and so we did 3 more, and then if those do well, because I have so many paintings, and they're already they're done, and so if my guy can make them digital like that, then we can sell them.
So you painted this.
Yeah.
And then you guys, so how did you, so you added, I'm trying to see, so you added the beam, the lightsabers, obviously, and then the movement. Like, it's how do you guys do that?
It's Darth Maul's face,
Okay.
but we had to change it to Pepe. It's just copyright stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't ask. I don't know how he did it. I have no idea.
Yeah.
He's like, this is something that you don't see a lot because not a lot of people in the world can do it, but my guy can do it. And so that's what you get.
I mean, that's pretty cool that he was able just to take a standstill piece of art and create that. That's so like, where do you think we're headed with all this NFT stuff, like with this artwork this way? I mean, do you think like I guess the way I look at it, because Funko has NFTs now. But I think their big draw is that they offer redeemables for the actual product if you get the certain kind. So I guess the way I think of this is like, is this going to be on the wall and just going to be like either part of the wall at some point, or just not like a TV on the wall, but like just a thin screen, and then you display this artwork? Is that where we're headed, you think? Or
Bitcoin conferences, if you go to the big NFT stuff, they have like, this is like a digital image, and that's where your digital art is digital image, right? But for the most part, the people that pay like big money, they want the original as well, so that's what they get. These are for people that just want the collection. They're collectors, just like Funko was. It's just a collectible. It's the same. NFTs are just a collectible. And it's a cheap way to collect things, like baseball cards. And, every once in a while, something's going to come up that really blew up, and no one knew it, like Pepe, right? Like the little frog guy. Who knew it? But that was an NFT, like, genius move, so it's the same thing. I think it's just a nice little way for people to collect things. I think originally it looked like it was a money laundering thing. You know what I mean? Like,
so I know, like, even Funko, like when they do it, every set has a 1 of 1. So it's one digital card, and that's it. Like, and there's no original artwork or anything. It's just digital. And I know those go for thousands. I mean, because there's only one of them.
Yeah.
Like, do you think you're going to ever just make an NFT, just a 1 of 1,
I have an art agent who's like an actual agent down in Florida, and that's what he deals in. And we're working on some stuff right now, but that's his world. And when he tells me that he needs something, I'll figure it out. But it's a big money world. So, it's a very slow process to try to find the right people and what they want. So, no clue. So
it's really interesting. The whole NFT thing. It's it's been around for a while, actually, and I've gotten into it because of Game of Thrones and House of Dragon were released as NFTs, and then because you can get the physical pop, and it's like I think they kind of have the community hooked a little bit on that. Do you do Marvel stuff?
I do. So I do Marvel stuff all the time. I mean, I just did a Spider-Man. I did for Upper Deck baseball cards. I did the Marvel Ages. I did. So I think 16 of my cards were in the book. I had never done these before, and like never done the sketch cards, but I got licensing through the sketch cards. So, but I had never done it before, and everyone else uses like ink and pens, and I actually painted all mine were actual paintings because I really didn't know what people were doing. I didn't look at anyone else's, so all of mine are like with a small brush, and like I painted all of them on there, and they ate it up. And so you can go to Marvel Ages and get like the pack and like my stuff. I've seen it on eBay too.
Who do you think your favorite character is?
Wolverine.
Wolverine. There you go. Blazing Wind. Wolverine. I am a big Wolverine fan too. I can't wait to see Hugh Jackman come back. And Ryan's like, I'm a Deadpool fan. He's coming back.
Oh, I know. I think it's gonna be great. I think, I like both those movies. They're remarkable.
Yeah, and Logan was so good. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. I think that they need to amp that. Of course, they should, and they will with a new Wolverine. Eventually, do X-Men again and really make it. They can do it again, like the Uncanny X-Men, where it was done like all in the sewers, and it was a lot different, more dangerous time for mutants. Um, so yeah, yeah.
cool. All right. Anybody else have questions or anything? San Diego Comic-Con? Any questions for Scott? Again, I do appreciate you hanging out, man. I can't even believe that like we're like what 6 weeks away. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's go time.
Yeah. How what's do you live in California? Like where in California do you live?
I live in Palm Springs now.
Okay. So you're not well, so how many hours of a drive is that? You drive there?
My family's in San Diego, so that's where I stay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Get hotels or
Chaos. But all right, cool, man. I appreciate it. I'll let you get out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off this thing, and yeah, again, this was fun. We'll have to definitely do it again. So,
all right. It's a pleasure seeing you, and
yep.
we'll see you at Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, and I'll put all Scott's links in the description down below. So if you do watch this in the replay or you want to hook up with him, and commissions are always open, correct?
Always.
Okay. And then booth number at San Diego Comic-Con will be, is it 5005?
5005. You got it.
Perfect. Now I know where to find you. So, all right. Thank you so much, Scott. I appreciate it, man.
Bet, guys. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. All right. So that was Scott Hetux. So you can find him on Instagram. You can find him I'm not sure if he's on Twitter, but you can definitely find him on Instagram and his website. Again, those will all be linked down below in the description. If you guys have no other questions for me, you can also go look back in the video. We went over it all, not all of the exclusives, but most of the exclusives. We went through a lot of the all sites. Again, there's a lot more going to be announced. We did talk about Fun Days a little bit. So if there's no other questions, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it. Can we do Jackbox? Brother, I can't do that right now, but we'll definitely do it again. Probably, I'm actually thinking about doing it next Sunday. So tomorrow we have a little game. We're going to have 4 people on the panel, and we're going to be doing the alphabet game. So we have a whole bunch of different little activities we're going to be doing. We have a little scorecard. So I think that'll be fun tomorrow. That's 7 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. And then next Sunday, I think I am going to do a Jackbox live for that live stream. So next Sunday we'll be doing that. And then don't forget, we're still dropping Clone Wars. I think this week we are starting, I believe, season 6. So there's only 12 episodes left. So we'll have about 3 more weeks of Clone Wars, and then we're going to be bouncing right into Star Wars Rebels. And that'll take you guys right up to the Ahsoka series. Don't forget, on Patreon, you can sign up and you can get all the unedited reactions from me and Ryan. And also, July 2nd, after that live stream, my Sunday live stream, right after the live stream, there's going to be the first ever Headless Horde Patreon meetup. And it won't be online. We're just going to be backstage, hanging out, chilling. We'll do some games. We'll just talk. So it's going to be pretty fun. I'm excited for the first one. Yes, and Ryan, thank you. The July 2nd is also that live will be the Clone Wars Kahoot. We're going to be doing a Kahoot. And then I'm hoping we can get like 8 or 10 people in there. And I will be giving away a couple free trials to the Patreon. And then those people are also more than welcome to join us on the live, since you will technically be a Patreon. So a few free trials will be given away to see if you like it. Speaking of like it, don't forget to smash that like. Does Headless sleep? Or is he AI? Yeah, dude, I know. I know. YouTube, I do a lot of YouTube. During the summer, it's a little easier to kind of just do some random stuff because I don't have to worry about working. But I also am preparing a lot for July because I will be out of town for a while in July because of San Diego Comic-Con, and that's our vacation time that we really do travel. But I'm in the process of making content, so you guys can still get your Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday videos. I hear you though. Different time zone, yeah. Yeah, so 7 p.m. Eastern would be like 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Pacific, and what is it? 6 p.m. Central, I think, is the My Lives. School is almost here. 12 more days. You start summer school, is it? Ugh. No summer school, man. Summer's not made for school. But definitely check out Scott's stuff, man. He is always willing to work on prices. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. And yeah, I can't wait to check him out over at Comic-Con. I haven't seen him in a year. So will the Headless be dressing up in San Diego? You know, we've done it before, but the problem with San Diego, unless you are specifically putting one day ahead, you know, like you set one day where you're just like, I'm just cosplaying. If not, it's kind of chaotic to run around dressed up because I'm always trying to get something. Oh, you guys are still in regular school. Oh, dude, I'm glad you like the Legos. Yeah, no worries, brother. But yeah, I mean, we have dressed up before. It's just, you know, when you're walking around, it is like 75, 80, 85 degrees out there in July in San Diego. And so it gets pretty warm, and inside the convention center, it gets warm. It's a tough con to dress up on. We dress up more in New York than we do in San Diego, but we have done it before. So I'm not sure. It's just extra things we have to bring as well. And when we're traveling for 3 weeks, that's a whole other bag of just cosplay stuff with lightsabers and just whatever. So probably not, even though we might do something for fun days. We're still talking about it because I think the theme is camp. So we might do a Jason Voorhees and because we already have the costumes for Jason and for like a camp counselor. So dude, I have it all. Like I bought all the Jedi robes and the tunic and everything from Star Wars Galaxy. The first time we went there, I bought all that. Yeah, it gets warm. That's the problem. But yeah, we'll see. I would be killer as RoboCop. Yeah, I'll bring on Ryan Milky. He didn't know he's coming on. He's coming on now. What's up, brother? I think your mic's off.
Yeah, I was muted. How you doing?
Good. Eric says I would look killer as RoboCop.
Yeah, you would. I think you'd kill a RoboCop with the whole metal suit around you without the helmet on and just you'd kill it.
Might be a little toasty. Come with me. No, wait. What does he say? Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I always get him mixed up with Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd. That's
Hey, Blazing Wind. Yeah, Stallone. Yeah, Milky's always around. Just click a button and I appear.
No, Milky was modding for me. I asked him. He wanted to come backstage. So
good live, dude, with Scott. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was good, man. He's a really nice guy. And yeah, it'll be fun to hang out with him. Hopefully we can grab a beer or something because he has some good stories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there were some stories he told me last year. I'm like, yeah. So I know he would appreciate me showing off the artwork and yeah, so it was cool. It was cool.
It's raining here. It hasn't rained here for 14 days.
Yeah, dude, we're in a drought. It's supposed to rain tomorrow though, finally.
But now it's absolutely chucking it down. It's going to be way too bright. Yeah, way too bright.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
It's absolutely chucking it down, throwing it down.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. Oh, so yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on for a second. I think I'm out of here though. It's I've been out for way longer than I ever thought I was going to be for this live. But yeah, we'll be back again. I think I'm gonna do another one of these for San Diego. I was looking at maybe July 1st. I really want to get all the announcements. I was hoping we had have some Funko announcements for today.
He must be joking.
Well, I know. But I do. The rumor is that they are going to be releasing their SDCC exclusives tomorrow. I don't know, man. If that, did you see that sheet? Let me see.
No.
Let me see if I can find it really quick. I know it's. I'm sure. I think Distractors probably has it on Twitter. I probably retweeted it at some point, but let's see. Because they did. There is a sheet out saying that there are some images or not images, but there's actual like. The problem is that he tweets like 95,000 times a day. Let me scroll through really quick. Yeah, there was like a sheet that was supposedly the exclusives for San Diego this year. I know I had responded saying I hope it was wrong because I didn't really see anything on there that looked great. Yeah, here it is right here. Yeah, let's share this with you guys. Yeah.
Nice, Eric. Eric says, have a great weekend. Doing a one-day camping trip tomorrow, so off to get ready. Take care, gents, and Milky will send you an IG later. Eric, I appreciate it. Thank you, buddy.
All right, brother.
Have a great camping trip. Yeah, that's really small to read.
I know. I'm going to see if I can enlarge it a little bit.
I'm just sorry if I freaked out with the rain, but it's been neat. I've needed it for 2 weeks. It's literally not rained. It's 81 right here now, and it's raining.
81, nice.
Yeah, it's 81 and it's raining. It's crazy.
I don't know if I can enlarge this anymore. It's not really working the way I wanted it to.
So can you not just use your screen grab tool? Have you got a screen snipper and just snip the portion you want, and that should pick it up bigger for you?
Yeah, we haven't tried this. See
how it doesn't do the photo, does it? It's so weird.
It won't do it to the photo. It's really, really. That was a little bigger. You know what I can do? Maybe let me see if I can copy the image.
Yeah, guys, check out the YouTube channel tonight. 11:45 UK, 6:45 Eastern. I'm going to be dropping the first episode of season 6 of the Clone Wars reactions, called The Unknown.
Oh, The Unknown. It's a good arc. I liked it. It's different than what we've done.
And you need to stay tuned for the entire video because I show you guys my new droid that I picked up. Because apparently there was a gap between season 5 and season 6 when everyone waited for it. So I went and ordered something off Amazon and it arrived. And yeah, you want to see it at the end of the video. It's a good one.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it a lot. Let me see if I can open this thing up now.
I must say, YouTube Premium is a godsend.
Like the service?
Yeah, the service, YouTube Premium. You don't get adverts. And when I'm using YouTube on my phone, I can be in Instagram. I can have the YouTube stream playing in a little window. And I can split my screen in half and also go looking for links in notes. So for a modder like today's stream, it was a godsend to be able to have everything on one screen. So yeah, I'm definitely a pro advocate for YouTube Premium.
All right, I got it. So let me switch this over now.
Coolio. Any plans for this evening?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we went to dinner for our anniversary, but we're just kind of hanging out with friends tonight. We're gonna have like a little cookout. Yeah.
I meant to ask, can you play blackjack?
Do I play blackjack?
Yeah, can you play? Do you play?
Yeah, I mean, I do play. Yeah.
Okay. I'm on a blackjack kick at the minute for some reason. My YouTube content has took me down casino videos and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah.
Blackjack, poker. That's mostly what we do in Vegas is blackjack and poker. I'll play craps, but I don't know. I don't know if I actually play right. Like I know how to play it. I just don't know. Like, am I betting correctly? Sometimes I ask questions, but like you don't know if people are how honest some people are. But
it's what is it? A 6 and an 11? Are they the only ones you don't want? Kind of.
Well, it's 7 and 11.
7 and 11. That's it.
Yeah, but like I mean, there's a lot of different ways to play it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
But these are supposedly some of the leaks. I don't know, man. I'm just not like real excited for some of this. Like Ant-Man and Wasp. Okay, fine. It is, whoops. Did I just do that? Oh man, let me fix this. I got like so many tabs open right now. It's just like, all right, there we go. Okay. So we have a, oh my gosh. See, every time I click that, my gosh, you guys, it's a mess. it's so wonky. Like, there we go.
Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger. Are you serious? Funko, come on.
I know. Like, why? All right. I hope that looks better.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Now I can just scroll up and down. All right, so we have Ant-Man the Wasp. So MODOK. I mean, whatever. I don't even know what the next one is. Black Clover. Like, I don't even know. Is that anime? I don't even know.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know who's itching for a Bug's Life pop. I'm not really sure. D&D from the movie. Is that the dragon?
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragon Bahamut, probably the dragon.
I mean, I don't know how you
it's
would
a dragon pop, so maybe.
Yeah. DC, Bizarro Superman, and then 3 different variants. I don't know.
You red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I mean, they might.
It's red, white, and blue.
or they chrome them. Even though I think they already made a 3-pack of that. I know they did Wonder Woman. It was a 3-pack of chrome. They haven't made a chrome pop in a while.
Yeah. Flocked,
so then
chrome, and
Talia al Ghul. Is that
Talia al Ghul?
Is that the one from the 3rd movie? The girl?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what her actual name is? Okay, that's what I figured.
Talia al Ghul, yeah.
And then we have we have Question and then Trigon. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know who either one of those DC characters are.
So the Question, is it really the Question or is it the Riddler? Is the Question actually a character in DC? Or have they got it wrong and they've had a question mark and they thought the name was the Question and it's not, it's the Riddler?
Good question. I don't know. Is there a Marvel character called the Question, chat? Let us know.
I have no clue.
Yeah,
I'm a Marvel fan, if anything, if I was going to choose, definitely Marvel.
Yeah, I know way more about
Demon
Marvel
Slayer.
Demon Slayer, I'm sure that's a 2-pack. I don't know either one of the characters. Where's Johnny at? He can tell us all about that probably. Let's see what else we got here. Tony the Tiger. I mean, don't we already have Tony the Tigers? We have plenty of those, right? I mean, unless the only thing I can think of is that it's going to be like a cereal box. It's going to be like a $30 pop versus the cereal box in the background and with the pop in front, kind of like how they do the albums and that kind of stuff. Could be. Galaxy Quest. I've never watched it. Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a game, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops. This way. Hunter.
Hunter.
We have a couple of those. In
Lord of the Rings. Frodo Baggins with the ring. Nice.
Inuyasha. Jimi Hendrix. Jurassic Park. Lord of the Rings. Like, I mean, seriously, like another Frodo. Like, there's not enough Frodos. Like, we can't come up with something like new. I don't know.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Young Leia with Lola. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, so you can have a young Leia pop from Obi-Wan with Lola. Yeah.
Charles Victor Saz is the Question in Marvel. Thank you, Chris.
There you go. We have Spider-Man, Lilith, Captain Marvel, One Piece. I think this is like one of those bigger pops because it has the Wanted poster behind it. I think I saw.
Yeah. 10-inch Dalgia. Okay.
That's cool. That's a cool Pokemon. I use that one all the time in Pokemon Go. Rita Repulsa and Power Rangers. Indiana Jones pop. Didn't one just drop on Funko? I think it was like Professor Jones. One of the Transformers from Rise of the Beasts. You gonna see that movie?
Yeah.
I heard it got pretty good reviews.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'm already invested now in the Transformers storyline.
I actually didn't see the last one, but I've seen all the other ones. We have another Ewok pop. We have a Ahsoka
Hey,
Tano
who
pop.
needs another Ewok pop?
I mean, another Ahsoka. Yeah. From Alina from Shadow and Bone. Another Scooby-Doo pop. Stranger Things.
Stranger Things ones are too soon. They should have waited till next summer when it was just about to come out.
Big Lebowski. So I'm assuming it's another variant because I know there already is one.
Wow, live action Little Mermaid. Wow, that's a quick turnaround from movie to. Wow.
The New Adventures of Captain Planet.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that one, dude. Whoa, hey!
Short Round from Temple of Doom. Thor with Thunderbolts from Love and Thunder. Johnny Knoxville is in WWE.
Yeah, he was. He did a WrestleMania run last WrestleMania with Sami Zayn.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a good one. Or the year before. It might have been the year before. Yeah, it was a real good match. But it's crazy that he's getting a WWE pop. He'll just be in his little white gym gear.
And then we have
some sodas.
And then a bunch of sodas. LaRusso and Lawrence.
Chewbacca 3-liter, Darth Vader 3-liter. Ooh.
Yeah, 3-liter, Jessica Rabbit soda. And then Power Rangers. And then a 20 to Tiger. I don't know, man. What do you think? Like, I don't know if there's one I even want. I'll be honest with you.
I would probably want, if any, the Jessica Rabbit soda.
Jessica Rabbit soda.
I mean, and maybe the Obi-Wan with Lola, young Lola with Leia.
Yeah,
Leia with Lola.
There's not a whole lot in here that I actually collect.
No.
Who's Lilith? Is that Lilith and Marvel? That's not Thor's. That's not from Thor, right? I can't remember.
I have no idea.
I mean, the young Leia. The only reason I get the young Leia pop is just because she has been signing, so you could get an autograph on there. Ahsoka, I guess, but it depends what it is. Like, I have so many Ahsoka pops. Like, I need to get another Ashley Eckstein autograph. I have so many already.
Yeah, I have no idea who Lilith is. I just Googled her and I have no idea.
Yeah.
Lilith is an immortal who had lived in a city of pre-cataclysmic Atlantis. One of its few survivors. Over the centuries, she gave birth to many of her children. The Lilin, including Creed, Pilgrim, Fang, Doc, Mia, Mita, Skinner, and Nakota. I have no idea, dude. I never heard any of those people in Marvel before.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't even seen the new Star Wars 3-liters till now. I'll be grabbing them. Nice, Chris. Captain Planet Pops. Okay, I've never heard of it in my entire life.
Yeah, the Wampa one was pretty cool. It's just, dude, the problem with the 3-liter one, they're just so big. This is just no room. I don't have room. Like, I don't know. I guess right now, if I had to guess, I'll probably get the young Leia. I might grab the Jessica Rabbit soda just because I have Dr. Doom, or not that, Judge Doom. And then I got the NYCCC. But I have no soda, so I don't even know. I don't know. We'll see. But all right. We're out of here. Thank you so much for everybody hanging out today. Thank you again to Scott for spending some time with us. Ryan, thanks for modding and coming up the last few minutes here. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah. Don't forget, check out the yard sale tonight at, is it 8:00?
Yep, 8 Central. 8
Central, so that's 9 p.m. Eastern. These guys will be selling some pretty cool stuff. You could probably get some pretty cool items for a good price. And so check them out. And then tomorrow, me and Ryan will be back live with a couple of our special guests playing a little. We're going to see who can actually say the alphabet without messing up.
Yeah, and we're going to teach Headless how to say it in Elvish.
There we go. All right, guys. Thank you again. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. And like always, don't forget, keep those heads on. And we'll see you guys in the next Clone Wars reaction video.